Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome. This is Somaliland National Television. You're watching the English News Program with me, Mohammed Jibril. Here the stories making main headlines. Somaliland Minister of Agriculture provided development report to the Somaliland House of Elders. The three political parties of Somaliland held a closed-doors meeting at the National Election Commission. A French court begins hearing the landmark trial of a former Rwandan army captain charged with the complicity of the 1994 genocide. The Minister of Agriculture, Farah who provided a developmental report to the Somaliland House of Elders in a session held at the House of Elders in the capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa. It's important for all farmers to receive an adequate supply of water to increase food production, said Minister Farah Gedole. In this session that was chaired by the first and second Deputy Speaker of Somaliland House of Elders, where the Minister of Agriculture provided a report on the developments in the agriculture sector of Somaliland. Minister Farah Gedole reported that the ministry has placed the development of the agriculture sector as a top priority and continue to discuss the distribution of various seeds to the farmers across the nation. The Minister of Agriculture added that the community in the Kodwene district were provided irrigation assistance by the redirection of water with the construction of a man-made stream of ensure their crops receive greater water supply. Minister Farah Gadole said that the redistribution of water supplies significantly increased farm production to make the community one of the highest producers in the country. Minister Farah Gadole continued, "We have humanitarian partners, agencies that support us to deliver service across all regions in the country. We have constructed man-made canals to redirect water resource toward farms. We are also included in the SDF, which is supported by the Danish and UK government, where we hope to receive 1.9 million in development funds." The session ended with a question and answer, where the House quizzed the Minister of Agriculture regarding his report. The three political parties of Somaliland held a closed-doors meeting at the National Election Commission, where the electors process and national identification process was discussed. The three leaders of political parties of Somaliland, Kulmiya, Wadani and U'id, convened in the National Electoral Commission in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The ruling party, Kulmiya, was represented by the chairman, Musa Bihi Abdi. The U'id political party was represented by its chairman, Faisal Ali Warabi, and the Wadani political party was represented by high-ranking officials. Kulmiya chairman, Musa Bihi Abdi, simply said, "We discuss electoral process, and when we are ready, we will provide you further information." The meeting continued. The U'id chairman, Faisal Ali Warabi, added, "It is as the chairman before me said, we are in the same process of ratifying the electoral process, and the observers are already working us on this. We'll reach our conclusion in a few days." The Somaliland House of Representatives is still debating over the Somaliland commercial banking legislation in a session held at the House of Parliament in the capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa.
The recent satire by the Somali-owned Universal TV, where they depicted the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahamoud, as an old and unaware old man not actually in control of his duties for the nation of Somaliland. The Somaliland public provided their views on the subject and voiced their full support for the actions taken by the Somaliland government to close the station as a threat to national security and unity.
The Somaliland public has voiced its grave concern and anger regarding the conduct of Universal TV following the satire of the Somaliland President Ahmed Mohamed Mahamoud, which has sparked much anger and protest across the capital and beyond.
This session was chaired by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abdurrahman Abdullahi Mohamed Irro, where he presided over a session where the House was still deliberating over the Somaliland commercial banking legislation. Parliamentarians debated over the legislation with varying views, such as the prosperity of any nation rests with the investments provided by locally owned banks, which is how we escape poverty. This provides investments to create employment, local production, and will grow the local economy. The Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohamed Dahir Ukuse, took action by closing the station's operation in Somaliland as a result of their satire, which sparked great uproar across Somaliland. I'm surprised by a parliamentarian who supports the abuse of our democratically elected president is terrible, said a Somalilander. This station has been working against the interests of Somaliland for a long while, has finally showed itself to be completely against our interests, said another member of the Somaliland public.
You still tune to the English news program on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with the English news program. And now for international headlines in detail. A French court begins hearing the landmark trial of a former Rwandan army captain charged with the complicity of the 1994 genocide that left 80,000 people dead. Victims groups say this is a day they have all been waiting for. In 2004, the European Court for Human Rights condemned France for taking so long to bring suspects accused for atrocities abroad to court. Some critics now hope this case will bring about change. Clemcy Pectate, lawyer at the International Federation of Human Rights, said, "The message of this trial is also that France will no longer be safe haven for Rwandan suspect of genocide, hopefully after all these years. If convicted, Simbikagwa will be jailed for life. His lawyers are expected to press for his acquittal, citing fear he cannot receive a fair trial, partly because of there have been hard difficulty finding anyone to speak in his defense." At least 70 people has been killed and dozens of houses torched in a fresh clash between Muslim and Christian community in the town in the Central African Republic. Although the leaders of rebel Muslim force known as Seleka stepped down as the president last month, it has failed to halt waves of tit-for-tat killings. The scale of the violence highlights the challenge facing French and African peacekeepers trying to restore order to a country that has been torn apart by the intercommunal violence since many Muslim rebels seized power in March. Karasidiu Bangara claimed to have been reduced to lotting out the necessity and told reporters, "You've seen how it's in Central Africa, how I live. I can sell this aircon motor for between 1 and 1.5 euros and so afford to live with my children and son." There are some 1,600 French and about 5,000 African troops deployed in the country, but peacekeepers have been forced on restoring order on Bangui and struggle to make their presence felt to the north. That's all the news we have for you tonight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.